There is a lot of hopeful but cautious watching here in South Korea of the doings in Singapore. This place obviously right under the nuclear gun of North Korea in recent months and recent years. There was a conversation on Monday between President Trump and South Korean President Moon Jae-in. Moon wished him hopes for a successful summit, but also warned in a statement afterwards that this could only be the start of a process that could take years. Word from Secretary of State Pompeo that new security guarantees might be offered North Korea in any summit negotiations. That has folks here wondering about the status, the future status of some 28,500 U.S. troops that have been guarding this place for some time. Also to be possibly discussed in a formal end to the Korean War. Remember, that conflict was halted just with a ceasefire, with an armistice 65 years ago. Again, everybody we talk to say that could be a complicated issue which could take some time to sort out. By the way, another sign of change about 35 miles to the north of where we are right now, across the DMZ in North Korea. State media on Monday actually described with pictures what Kim Jong-un was doing for its public, his activities in Singapore. This is something unusual. The state media really doesn't talk about its leader until the deed is done. Finally, President Trump, he's been seen here in mixed views. Sometimes he's been described as even more unpredictable as Kim Jong-un. But people we've been talking to, both in government and the public, say that he also should be given credit for moving this situation to where it is now, a sit-down between these two leaders. Here's what one analyst told us. Take a listen.
We on the Korean Peninsula would be looking at it from the point of view of what's in it for us. And from that perspective, this man is a revolutionary, in a sense. I mean,
a revolutionary.
He's done something that nobody else has been willing to do.
Something that no one else is willing to do. Sit down, we learn now on Tuesday, for 2 hours, one-to-one with Kim Jong-un. Back to you, Dana.
Greg, I have a couple of questions. One, do you think that the North Korean state television let that information be known about Kim Jong-un's whereabouts because of social media and the internet? And it's just hard, even though I know they try to clamp down, that it is harder to keep information like that away from everybody. And my second question is, do you feel like the peace deal between North and South Korea maybe should be held back because it is definitely leverage for the president of the United States if Kim Jong-un doesn't want to go the full CVID, the complete, verifiable, irrevocable denuclearization?
Dana, to your first point, yes, that's exactly what I thought, too. That from our times in North Korea, we are learning that more and more information is getting into the public in the North. And frankly, the regime probably thought they could not hold this back. Also, another way of looking at that is that perhaps this shows a bit of a stake, a bit of a responsibility for what is going on in Singapore. And it could be looked on as positively that the regime is really talking about this event before it actually happened. As for the peace treaty, yes, it is, number one, complicated, and number two, could be important leverage in further discussions between the United States and North Korea, between South Korea and North Korea, to guarantee that those nukes get out of the regime.